working to get treated like a doormat. My mama said if the truth hurts, say ouch. She was on the other, trust me, love, I would have bounced. Now you on the phone yelling and cursing. I believed I was, I guess I just wasn't the person you were looking for. Love Chupa had a thing for whores. You were first, I never done this relationship thing before. I apologize, don't fix it and know that it's broken. Plus they say a man is only good as the woman he chose.
Welcome back to Be Honest Radio, right here on IntellectualRadio.com and iHeartRadio.com. I am Jay Davis, aka The Nimble Sex Symbol, and I'm joined by my lovely co-host with the most sweet, like French toast, the lovely
Crystal Iris, the boss extraordinaire. Hey y'all.
What's going on?
What's going on with you?
Oh, nothing, man. Out here in these streets, that's about it.
Out here in these streets.
Doing
nothing, huh? You know you ain't in these streets. I don't know why you trying to play like that. Every time.
Streets be talking.
Whatever. It's been a while since we've been on the show.
I know, you've been busy.
We have been busy, okay? Why do you always do that to me?
You've been busy.
We have been busy. You know, school is kicking my butt. And Jay got his projects going on. So, yeah, we apologize, y'all. But we're here. We're here today.
We're here for the people.
We're here for the people. So, tonight, what's wrong with you, bro? Tonight, you know, it's the To Be Honest radio show where we talk about real, raw, and honest conversations about dating and relationships and sometimes some other stuff. Tonight, we're talking about shacking up. To shack or not to shack is the question of the day. So I know some of y'all living with y'all boo things and stuff like that. So we're going to talk about that on this show. That should be a pretty fun conversation.
Yeah.
What you think, Jay?
I really do think it's a fun conversation.
Before we jump into that, we got some current events that we're going to talk about.
First, Rihanna. I'm going to go with her first.
Okay.
She has become the richest female musician in the world.
Woo!
Her fortune is around $600 million.
Yeah.
That's a lot in this day and age of music. That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
So,
it is.
yes.
I'm proud of Rihanna.
She overtook Madonna by $30 million, Celine Dion by $150 million, and Beyonce by $200 million.
That was shocking. I really thought Beyonce was the best. But you know what? Rihanna also don't just do music. I really don't think that her funds came from music.
Yeah, see her cosmetic line.
Yes, Fenty is definitely killing the game right now in makeup.
That cosmetic line generated $570 million in revenue in the first 15 months.
Wow. Yeah, congratulations, Rihanna.
Yeah,
I'm proud of her.
She doing her thing.
Yes, she is.
So she can sleep with however many celebrities she wants.
Just because she got money. Money changes the game.
Like, what name could you call her that could possibly hurt her feelings?
All she got to say is, look, I'm paid. What you got?
You get away from me.
I'm paid, you little peasant.
Have your whole family killed.
Right. Easily. Yes, congratulations, Rihanna. I'm proud of you, girl.
And Jay-Z, he has become hip-hop's first billionaire.
Yeah.
He people thought it was Dr. Dre, but actually the big deal with Apple and the Beats by Dre his fortune only comes to $800 million. I said only $850 million. So he's not technically a billionaire. But Jay-Z, with all his brands, with the title, his music catalog, everything combined is $1 billion. It's not even including Beyonce's money.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
That's great.
I'm very proud.
He's doing a lot with his money as far as putting out documentaries that empower people. He's not just buying Lamborghinis and stuff.
Yeah, which is important. You want to have some influence in your community. At least do something.
Yeah.
She says, Sharon says, Investor J getting coin. Yes,
Oh,
he is. So, you ready to jump in, or you got something else?
No, we can jump right into it.
Okay. So, what is shacking? Like, is that an old school term? Do people even still use shacking as a word?
Like, oh, that's old school. Shacking is old school.
Yeah.
That's what your grandmama say. Oh, y'all, you finna be gallivanting and shacking with that
Shacking.
your floozy.
Shacking up.
Right.
So shacking up, shacking, when they say shacking, they're talking about you living with your significant other or your boyfriend, your girlfriend, and you guys are not married. And they call it shacking up. Back in the day, I believe it was like this horrible thing to do.
Yeah.
But as as time has passed, it's more acceptable now.
Yeah, that's the way the economy is now. I know married couples who went through their thing and they couldn't afford to leave each other, so they just like one
They
stayed in the basement
together.
and one was upstairs, and they financially it worked out for them.
Wow.
So I technically that's shacking because they like not together. So.
Not together. It's people who have children together are cohabitating too, and I just can't get with that. Like they break up, right? They not together, but they living together. Just like you said, like we can't even afford to leave each other, really.
Mm-hmm.
So we just gonna do this thing. I'll be on the couch. But how you can't even really date like that? That's not that wouldn't work.
Somebody tried to do that to me.
What?
On my yeah, but I got when we was like it was over with. Like I want to say at least a year and a half had passed, and I guess her situation didn't work out. So she was like, "Hey, do you mind if I move back in and I can stay in like the other room?" I'm like, "No." Like, there's no way that's happening. Like I'm at the happiest point in my life. Like,
wow.
so, she thought no one would ask me that.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't even know what the arrangements would be.
Right, yeah. Like the first time you hear something in the other room, you're gonna feel a certain way.
Yeah.
So I don't care what you think, and you just not finna just be like, oh, okay, I'm just gonna go to sleep. So.
Right. Well, we ain't together. Mm-mm. Sharon says she feels that it is beneficial to learn their ways. What you will take for long haul. Consider all options before signing the line. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I agree with that. I think she's talking about the step before marriage. So you think it's okay to shack up?
It's not. It depends on the situation.
Okay.
When you shacking up because somebody like you with somebody and something bad happened to them, like you're their savior, that never works out. Like, oh, I got kicked out of my place. Can I come stay with you? You just doing it because you don't got nowhere else to go. But if you have a plan, like, hey, we can do this. It don't make sense for both of us paying rent. We can split rent, and so we can save up for a house or something like that. But when you go into it, it's just like, please save me. Like that's when it goes bad. Because you one argument away from being homeless.
Okay, so in essence, what you're saying is that you have to be able to contribute to the household?
I'm not necessarily. You have to have a plan. Go into it with a plan. Don't just go into it as this is where I'm staying at now. You have to have what's your long-term plan. If it's just I'm just do this until we break up, then no, that's not a good idea. But you should have a plan. Like we gonna do this. Like we together. If you sleeping next to a person, you have to love that person because they can kill you in your sleep. I don't know if people think about that stuff. So you shouldn't just be sleeping next to people that you really don't know that well. First of all.
Yeah. So Trina says, I have a friend who lives with the father of her children while he was dating another woman. Wowzers, how did that work out? Like, how was that? Like, did he not bring women over to the house? Did he only date outside the house? Did the other woman know that he was doing this with the baby's mother? Like, that wouldn't be a healthy situation for me.
I stopped dating somebody because of that.
Because
they went back. She moved back in with her baby's father. And thought it was old. I'm like, well, the kids went with. She had like 2 kids or one. She had a daughter or something, and she moved back in with him, and she thought everything like. So I'm like, you want me to pick you up from that house? I'm like, no,
right?
Come out and shoot me,
right? Because y'all on good terms now.
And then on top of that, they slept in the same room.
What?
She was like, yeah. I'm like, well, how many bedrooms? He had 2 bedrooms. I'm like, So what's the situation? Like, I'm probably just gonna like sleep, like get a pallet and sleep in. I'm like,
No.
Good luck in life with that.
No.
And she's like, it's only temporary, but I think up until like I want to say a year and a half ago, this is like she's been there for at least 5 years now.
Wow.
So I'm like, come on, man, don't be stupid.
Wow. And she said she would make a pallet on the floor.
Yeah, like she's like, I got an air mattress. I'm just gonna do that until because it's only temporary. I'm like, are you out of your mind? I'm like, no, sounds stupid.
No, yeah,
Like, good luck.
that wouldn't work. Dinesha says, oh, okay, first Trina responded back. She says the women hated each other, of course. I would imagine so. That's kind of a hard pill to swallow. Dinesha then says, I remember my mom told me I was going to hell when I moved in with my now husband. I told her it's no different than him sleeping in my bed every night. It's just cheaper.
Right.
It's better to live with a person to really get to know them before you're stuck with them for life.
You have to move. Like, if you plan on marrying somebody, you have to live with someone at least a minimum of a year. A minimum. Because you don't know what that person is until you wake up and see that person.
What? You don't know what they are?
You don't know what, like, some people have totally different faces in the morning.
Oh my gosh.
Like, oh wow, I didn't know you didn't have eyebrows. Okay.
Jay.
Oh, you draw those on just for me. Thank you. I appreciate that.
You got this glue on beard, I see.
Right. Oh, your beard comes off at night. That's just on the dresser like that.
Wait, what's that paint y'all be putting in y'all head now? Fix that lining.
What is that?
You got spray paint on the pillows, bro.
I found I met a girl had eczema. You ever woke up with dead skin on your body? It's not a fun feeling.
Jay.
I'm dead serious. I'm like, I can't do this. I'm like, what the fuck? And it's coming off of me. I'm like, what? I'm like, wait a minute. And it's an eczema.
Oh,
that's disgusting, right? So you get into a relationship with that person, you get together, you get married.
You don't know what you got.
Right.
What you got?
Nah, you gotta brush eczema flakes off the back of your neck before you go to work every day. It's rough out here, man.
Ain't nice.
Y'all gotta find somebody.
Trina said she wasn't allowed at the house, I believe. Danisha said, I agree with you, Jay. You're on your best behavior those first few months in.
Oh yeah. You be holding farts and everything. After 3 months, they be like, shut up.
Oh my gosh, that is so gross. That's gross. That's funny though. So you do think that cohabitation is a necessary step before a marriage?
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Yeah.
You can't you can't do that.
Yeah. Okay. So what about okay, so you and I both have like old school parents, right?
Mm-hmm.
So my parents have always told me like ain't no shacking. Ain't no shacking. Ain't finna be none of that.
That's old school thinking.
That's old school.
Because like back then, the economy wasn't like it was now compared to like now. It's just like if you find a place for $500, I can guarantee somebody got murdered on your block.
So let me ask you this. Does it matter if the girl moves in with the guy or the guy moves in with the girl, or do you think it's best for them to go out and find something together? I
mean, for to start off, it doesn't really matter who moves in with who, long as like it's an understanding. Like the guy move in, like, look, the guy like, I'm gonna take care of this, and this. Pretty much like that. Like, long as if y'all have an understanding of what's supposed to happen, then go ahead. Like, hey, we moving in to save money. So this is how we're gonna save money. I was paying, and you're paying $1,000 a month. I was paying $1,000 a month. How about we split everything and we got an extra $1,000 to put toward the house?
Yeah. That's interesting.
Yeah.
So it has to be split.
It does. I mean, that was just an example. It doesn't have to be split. I'm just saying, as far as a plan, don't just do it because y'all just like sleeping together.
Yeah.
Like that's not a that's what people, when they think of shacking up, oh, y'all just gonna have sex all day. Like
I think that's the old school mentality. That the shacking up is like you playing house and y'all finna come up pregnant and stuff like this, and now you stuck with a baby and he can leave whenever he wants to. I think that's the old school mentality.
That's the wrong reason to shack up. Like whenever you shack up, you should be like, all right, this is the person who I want to spend the rest of my life with, and this is like the practice. This is like the prelude. Right, the prelude to the mirrors. I'm gonna see if I can get through this, then I can get through whatever. But
yeah. So if you all would like to join in on the conversation, you guys can call us. Of course, we see you all. Who's shacking up? Did you shack up before you got married? Are you shacking up now? How is it? What's your experience like? Do you think it's worth it? It's not worth it? How are things allocated? The phone number that you can call in is 708-223-8953. That's 708-223-8953. Feel free to call us.
The interesting thing is when people decide to shack up and they got kids involved. That's like,
why is that interesting?
Because that's a whole different thing. Like, especially if the kid don't know you like that, because this is like,
shacking up. Wow.
Yeah, okay. Like it's like,
so it's not the two of them have a child together. Right. It's bringing another child in.
Right.
Yeah, that's a little interesting.
So it's like, oh man, this is a whole new ball game. We got to get to know.
In that case, then, because you know how you have people who say that when men move in with a woman, that they're less of a man.
Yeah, I heard that.
And so that whole like Section 8 thing was, came from shoes. If your rent $78, I'll move in too. Like it's nothing.
But if that's the case, like a lot of guys, like if you gonna move in with a girl, like you gotta show her you can take care of stuff, right?
Yeah.
You gotta be like, hey, look, I'll take care of this. Like, especially if you was doing it already. If you come to a place and like my place is kind of small and I'm paying this for rent or whatever, like I'm just gonna move in and not pay nothing. That's a dirtbag. You know, like how you gonna like? I know you got the money because you was paying rent on your own, and so you moving with me. You're not gonna pay nothing. Like, come on, man.
Yeah. Wow. Interesting. Okay, so Brittany said, I shacked up for 4 years. Then I got married and have been married for 9 years. 10 next year.
That's what's up.
That's what's up, Brittany.
There's nothing wrong with that. She had a plan. You gotta have a plan. It wasn't just about getting her back blown out every night in the same bed. It wasn't about that. It was about playing.
Brittany, what was the conversation? Did you all have a conversation prior to you all moving in as far as like, okay, look, we're going to do this. We'll stay together for X amount of years and then we're going to get married? Like, what was the conversation that you all had? You can call us. The number 708-223-8953. So we're talking about shacking up, to shack or not to shack for those of you who are just tuning in. Hey, Gina. Hey, Soror Plaxico.
Plaxico?
Yes, I love her last name. Mm-hmm. Hey, Samika. Hey, Angela. Hey, Michelle. Hey, y'all. Okay, so at what point, Jay, do you think that it is necessary or that it's appropriate for two lovers to move in?
There's no time limit. It's the same thing like saying it's supposed to be a time limit for two people who have sex with each other. There's no time limit. It's just like when you make the decision, like, look, I think I want to spend the rest of my life with you. I think, we got a future together. I think, we make a good team. Let's do this. Let's move in. It don't make sense for us spending all this money on rent and you over here 6 days out of the week. That makes no sense. So it's like financially that makes no sense, especially if you don't get it. Like if you check the check or if you a check and a half to check or whatever, like if you're not well off, then it doesn't make sense to do that.
Yeah. Understood. Understood. Okay. So, for those of you who are tuning in, let us know, how long did it take for you to shack up, to decide that you're going to move in together? Michelle says, I'm a fan of keeping my own space, but if you do move in together, clear boundaries and goals need to be set before keys are exchanged.
Right. Well,
Wow.
like a curfew or something?
Yeah, so that's actually one of my questions that we have here, but we'll talk about that a little later. So yeah, you on target, Michelle. So yeah, let me tell y'all something. So Jay and I moved in together, right? And I was a little nervous about it. I had anxiety for like 2 weeks trying to decide what I was gonna do. It turned out to be a very good and healthy choice for me. But I was like literally so afraid. I was like, oh gosh, like what you just say? I had anxiety for 2 weeks. Um, but Jay was really nice about it. I told him, I was like, look, this whole moving in together thing, I said it's cool. I like it. My first mindset is yes, but I'm scared. I like things to keep be spicy, and I don't want nothing to go stale before we try to get married and things like that. But we've actually had some really we had some fun, right?
Mm-hmm.
We had fun, and it I think it's working out. And that was, should we say how long it took
What?
for us to move in? Because we were still kind of okay. So if the move, okay, so you said that there is no time limit,
Right.
so me and Jay were kind of like inseparable when we first started together. And so we had a conversation about moving in together like 4 months in. Right? It was 4 months in, right around Thanksgiving, before Thanksgiving. And went to Hong Kong and thought about it, and then came back, and Jay had keys for me, like, you either got access or you can move in. What you want to do? And I was like, oh my gosh. So it was very interesting, but we did have a very healthy conversation about, who was going to do what. And Jay don't make me pay anything. Like, I feel like it's my duty to kind of, keep the house up and things like that. But as far as paying for things like splitting bills and stuff, I don't have to do that. So some people, they move in for the convenience, but I think for us it was because we knew that we was in it together. That's how I felt like we were.
You was gonna get an apartment.
Yeah.
And I was like, you over here 5 out of the 7 days.
Yeah.
Like that's you making somebody rich. You making a
yeah. So that was the situation too. Yeah, I was gonna get an apartment because I was having a problem with purchasing property, or one of the properties that I was gonna get, I decided to pull out of it, and so that was the offer that was on the table, and I was like, "Ooh, let me think about this." But it turned out to be really, really good. I think it's brought us a lot closer too, and we just kind of go with the flow as far as that. Gina says, it took me 2 days. If you don't want your casa to be my casa upon meeting, I got to go. Girl, shut your mouth. Oh my God. If you don't want your casa to be my casa upon meeting, I got to go. Girl, bye. Be quiet, Gina Couture. So, Danisha
I want to hear
says,
horror stories. Like somebody moved in, like, man, I had bed bugs the first night. I want to hear stories like that.
I got I got a story.
Mm-hmm.
I got a story, right? Okay, so wait. Danisha says, we got together in 2002. We moved in together in 2003. Got married in 2005. I think that's a good timeline.
Yeah.
So they were together. They dated in a relationship for a year. They moved in together for 2 years, and then they got married.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a good timeline.
Yeah.
That's healthy.
Yeah. It's paced out.
That's healthy. So yeah, that's good. That's good. Where was I? Oh, so let me tell y'all about this crazy situation, right? So I'm a lady, right? And I don't do things that normal humans do, like purge themselves. Okay, so let me tell you, when I first moved in, what, Jay? When I first moved in, I felt so bad because I had got food poison, right? So one situation was, I think it was like 2 weeks in, I had got food poison. We had like some tacos or something, and y'all, I could not get out of the bathroom. Oh, it was just me. It was just me, y'all, and I felt so bad. And I'm like trying to close doors and everything because I'm trying to close doors, and I'm like, Jay, close. I was like, close the door, close the bedroom door. He's like, no. I'm like, you trying to embarrass me? And he was like, ain't nobody here but us. Like, we need to know these things about each other. It was so bad. Then, like a week later, I had some issues going on with my stomach. I had to go to like the doctor and crap, and that started another thing. And I was just texting my sister like the middle of the night, like, Jay's about to kick me out any moment now. Like, this is ridiculous. I was like, puke it and throw it up. It was like, it was so bad. It was so bad. And it was so embarrassing. So those are some things that you gotta know. And luckily, thankfully, Jay loves me so much that it didn't matter. And y'all know he kind of weird anyway. It didn't even matter to him. So thanks for sticking in there, Jay.
I'm like, dude, he like this.
No, you didn't.
Oh my God! Like if I light a match, this whole building going.
I hope you better not had to text Diesel. I was already embarrassed. So do y'all have any other horror stories since Jay talked about it? Any horror stories with moving in, your first experience, trying to be discreet about your body eliminating itself of toxins? Let me know. Gina said you still paying off that plumbing bill. Shut up, Gina.
They smelled you at your worst.
Oh my gosh. Danisha said that was just practice for when you start having babies. Oh my gosh. Oh. Girl, listen. I don't know about that, honey. I do not know about that. Do you have any horror stories?
No, like I haven't had shacked up a lot. Honestly, shacked up. I've only you're like the second woman I've lived with. So
yeah.
And the first one was my ex-wife, so that was it.
Yeah.
And that was a bad reason to shack up. Because she was fleeing her husband that she said she was separated with.
Yeah.
But they were still legally married. So that's a horrible reason to shack up with somebody.
Oh, so you were saving her.
Stupid. Right.
How old were you?
I want to say like 24.
Mm-hmm.
It was 2006. I was like 23, 24.
So is there an appropriate age, do you think?
I don't think
or a level of like maturity that you need to have?
No man should get married before 30. No man. Women mature faster than guys, but no man should not get married before 30. That's not for all men, but on average, most guys are not mentally prepared to settle down before 30.
Yeah. I would agree with that. I kind of feel like women shouldn't get married until after 32, only because, or at least until you are self-aware, because there's some conversations that need to be had, but sometimes those conversations can't be had unless you know yourself enough and have the self-awareness to be able to share it with that person. Yeah. Because sometimes sometimes people just don't know what's going through your mind when your mood is off, what that means. And if you can't communicate to me what's going on with you, what am I supposed to do with that?
It's like I didn't know who I was until after, I want to say late 28, 29. I didn't know. So how can I help somebody in life be the person they need to be? I didn't know who I was. So how can I help somebody and be there for somebody?
Yeah.
So
is that what happens in cohabitation? Do you think that one of the maybe prerequisites is that you're laying a foundation to get to know each other, or to help build each other up?
Right. I just think a lot that could be it. I just think people do that for the wrong reason. A lot of people cohabitate for the wrong reason.
What are the right reasons to cohabitate?
to have a plan to like, and you gotta have a plan to know that this is the person I'm gonna spend the rest of my life with, and I gotta get to know them, and we're building something. This is the foundation for us to build our kingdom or empire, whatever you want to call it. So let's start with this.
Yeah.
But if you just do it because I need a place to stay and you convenient and we already sleeping together, so we might as well stay together.
Yeah.
Like that's a horrible reason to get to do that.
Yeah.
What's different? You can sleep with me, but I can't live with you. Like.
Yeah. So Gina says Jay know he done been with somebody with roaches. He just thought it was an ant.
I've heard those before. That's what Raisin Bran. Everybody that ate a roach one. He had an old soul. Like on average.
Felicia said, "Hey y'all, hey."
The average guy is like, because me and Diesel had the same kind of parents, like old school
those
parents.
old school parents.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's important. Mm-hmm. I'm grateful for both of our parents. Mm-hmm. And I think that's something that honestly connects you and I, because we have both parents and our parents are old school. And so we were raised with like old school thought processes. Look. So we're not going to intentionally hurt each other. You know, we look out for each other. And I think it gives us a solid foundation.
If your parents use the term skeezer or say aura or bull dagger, you got some cool parents.
Oh my gosh. Yep. What was that my mama called in and said? I forgot what crazy word that was. She used a moped and some other doppel. I don't know. That lady crazy.
Their parents help too. And I get when they were saying like, you shouldn't shack up because they just think all you're gonna do is be sleeping with each other. And I get that as a parent. As a dad, I wouldn't want none of my kids, like, I don't want to dread my kids, like, doing it, like, on a consistent basis, and I know it. I can't do nothing about it.
Yeah. You know what? My dad, when I told my parents about us moving in, my dad he was fine because I'm grown now. Like, I'm grown. But had I been... Don't start. But had I been younger, my dad would have been like, HE double hockey 6. No. I mean, absolutely not. That's not going to happen.
Supposed to say no, like, but he figured like you old enough to make your own decisions.
Yeah. But my dad was actually the first person that I told because I felt like he was going to be the hardest one to tell. Mm-hmm. And my dad was the coolest one. My mom, she was like, Crystal, now you know this ain't, I don't know about this. But my mom was also dealing with a million other, her health and stuff like that. So she didn't have time to really argue me about it. And I was like, look, this is what I'm gonna do. This is just what it is. And she hasn't said anything else since it. She's like, I love Jay. And I think that's important for them to see, like, how we interact with each other. Yeah. And I think that made the difference.
Right.
I think that made the difference for them to feel comfortable. But do you think that it's important to involve your family in that decision?
Oh, yeah. You have to, because your family, like, it's like when you go out of town, you don't just go out of town. If you have family, you don't just like disappear and go out of town. You be like, look, I'm gonna take a trip. I'm leaving for the weekend. You just don't do that. Your family should always know what's going on. Like, you don't have to get into detail, but they should know that somebody, or you living with somebody else.
Yeah.
Because something happened to you and the police show up and they say, well, did you know about such and such? And they're like, who's that?
Right.
Like, what do you mean? And reports show that they dated for 3 years. I didn't know my daughter was dating this person. And she gone because you didn't tell her you was dating this person who was a maniac.
Yeah. So does it matter what they say? So let's say you involve them in it. Does their thought processes towards it matter? Like, what if they said, no, you and Crystal shouldn't live together?
I mean, it's at the end of the day, you have to make decisions for yourself. You can listen to them. And, I mean, it's just like, hey, if they just say, I just feel that you're not ready, that's up to you to decide if you're ready or not. Or if they just like, I don't like him. Like, I just don't like this person.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it falls on you.
Yeah. So what do you think are some pros to shacking? Besides did you say convenience? Oh, you said not just because of convenience. Okay.
Just saving money, going towards a goal. You get to learn a person more. Like it's just like I heard something before. Like Chris Rock was said that his parents 40 years of marriage, and I forgot. I think he was married like 15, but that equals the same amount because he's in the social media age. So him and his wife always had constant contact with each other.
Yes.
So like you get to know a person faster than like a traditional like the way it used to be. Like back in the day, the man would go to work and it wasn't no cell phones.
Yeah.
So he's gone for 8 to 10 hours a day. She don't see him for 8 to 10 hours a day until he get back home. The house could have burned down. He won't know it until he get back home.
Yeah.
So it's just like now you bridge that gap with communication.
Yes. Okay.
You have to talk to somebody. You stay with them.
Yeah. Danisha said, nope, their opinion doesn't matter. Gina says, what if we both move into the same city? Do you get your own or move in together? It might be the same as what we're saying. It probably depends on how long you guys have been together, how much you know about each other, if you feel like you're ready to move in together.
Let me do something real quick. Keep going.
I think to me that's what it is. What if we both move to the same city? Do you get your own or move in together?
So say on average, you spend like 3 to 4 days over there. Say your rent $900, and for 12 months, that's like almost $11,000 you paying for rent, and you at your place 30% of the time. You'll feel like a jerk at the end of the year. Especially if you're paying rent. It's a difference between rent and mortgage. If you got a mortgage, that's different. But if you're paying rent and you're just giving it to a landlord, you'll feel like a jerk.
Okay. So, Gina, I guess, does that make sense to you, what Jay just said?
It's like you in that person's face. But I know some people just need their space. Some people like, look, I don't want to smell you like all the time.
Yeah. So what about that then? Okay, so because you and I are both introverts. Mm-hmm. We're extroverted when we have to be, but really both of us are introverts. That means we both need our own time, right? Mm-hmm. Our own space at some point. So what do you feel like is the strategy to creating your own space when you live with somebody?
I mean, we both are busy doing our own stuff sometimes. So we you'll be in the living room, I'll be in the other room or something like that.
Yeah.
And you do what you gotta do, I do what I have to do. So it's not really like I gotta make sure she get on space. We both always have something to do. And I think that's important. Like one person shouldn't I have nothing to do all the time. Like if you don't have nothing to do, that's something on you. But you should always have something to do. So you won't have to be in that person's face all the time. Like, what you doing?
Yeah. So I think there's a way to create space within the space that you have together. Mm-hmm. Gina says, cause moving is expensive. And if we both move to Maine or somewhere where we only know each other anyway, and we already besties, then shoulder shrug.
Did you say Maine?
Yeah, she just throws
like 4 black people in Maine.
She just throws something out there. Yeah, Gina, I understand. Like if I feel like in that situation, that would be okay. Yeah. Because especially if y'all not gonna break up. I mean, if y'all planning to be together and you know what your next step is to get married or you're working towards that, I think it's okay to move in.
I know who was it? I wanted it was a cousin. They dated somebody for 2 years, and this person had his own spot, and then she finally saved up enough money to move out, and she got her own place. So I was like, in my mind, I'm like, you really don't like him, do you? Cause I'm like, either you want your own space that bad, or you just don't want to be with him that much.
Yeah.
So that was just weird to me.
I was wondering about that. So what if, let's say for instance, hypothetically, let's say they've been living together for X amount of time, and they are saying that they want to get married, but the marriage hasn't happened yet, right? what happened to the relationship if the woman or the guy decides that, okay, I'm gonna just move out because this is just not working for me. Like maybe just the living arrangement doesn't work for them right now.
Right.
What happens to the relationship, do you think? Do you think they should stay together, or is it over? Once you live together, that's it.
You can't stand the person farts for so long. Like maybe you need some fresh air in your life. Like, so you might want to back out, but I don't think you should just break up.
Yeah.
Because maybe the person wasn't ready to move in with somebody, and they got in over their head once they did do it. And they're like, wait a minute.
But would that change things? You know what I'm saying? I feel like that would be so awkward. If I was to move out now that we've been together,
yeah, I'd be like, what did I do?
Yeah,
you don't like pillow fights.
That's cute. You don't like pillow fights.
Yeah,
what happened?
Tell me what I did. I stopped doing it.
Yeah, I just think that would be so awkward. I think that would be so awkward. I don't know. I feel awkward when you're not even around me. Like, I could be at home, but if you're not at home, then I feel like, when is Jay coming? I just feel like my right hand ain't there or something. It's weird. So I just can't imagine like us living together and then us not living together.
Yeah, that's weird.
How that would change our relationship.
I gotta move out. I'm like, what happened? That's what I want to know. Like, what did I do?
I just feel like the relationship just wouldn't be the same.
Yeah, it'll be weird
because we close.
And then it'd be even weirder if you just come over and spend the night and then leave.
Yeah. Sabrina said, oh, stop it. Just talking about stuff. What do you think are some things that could make or break a situation?
A person got terrible flatulence. Yeah, somebody can't take it no more. Or if y'all body temperatures is different. If you like it hot and I like it cold, we got a problem.
So, my parents fight over that. My dad hates the cold. My mama, she need the fan going, the windows up. My dad be like, my bones hurt.
Like you can kill a person. You can kill a person with that. Like you could try to make it work with like a space heater or a fan, but you just really not. Your heart not in it. You just try to make it work. I'm gonna just put this fan over here because
Danisha gave us a bunch of cakes and ice creams, cupcakes. Still lame. Sabrina said Jay said excessive farting. Latrivia said that fan for real.
I'm telling you, like if your body if you are 75 and your partner of 52, good luck, man. Good luck. Yeah. One of y'all gonna get sick a lot. I can tell you that.
So do you think there's gender roles when it comes to living together? And what I mean by that, because like you pay like the bills. Like you never ask me to pay for anything, even when I offer you like, nah, I'm cool, I got it. But I do feel like I have to contribute in other ways. So I might go get groceries or something like that. We didn't really have a conversation about that. It just kind of flowed into that. But do you think if there's gender roles that comes with shacking?
I think so.
Okay.
Traditionally, it is. Unless y'all have this pre-arrangement, like, look, like, this is how we can save money. This is what we could do. Like, if that's the arrangement in the beginning, like, just like we can put X amount of dollars to the side. If you help me with this a little bit, I can put this, what I was going to pay, in a savings account for both of us or something like that. So it all depends on what y'all discuss beforehand.
Yeah. Okay.
If the guy's just like, I got it all, it's no big deal. And okay then.
Yeah.
You moved in with me. Like, I was doing this before you got here. So
right.
It is what it is.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So let's say that
Gina ain't been to the house, so that's why she always is.
No, Gina still hasn't come to visit us. She's better than us. Danisha said, I'm always cold. He just throws me a hoodie and says nothing when I turn the heat up. He don't want no smoke. Sabrina says, night owls versus early birds. Dated a guy who wanted me to run in early. No red tones for me. No, I think she said no. I think she mean no red bones.
And that's the thing. I used to be a night owl. Like I used to be a little. You can ask my brother. I used to fall asleep on Dee Dee and John's couch writing, and the laptop in my lap. Like I still got like burns on my lap on the laptop. That used to wake me up. But I used to stay up till like 3 in the morning writing.
Oh, wow.
And I'm still not a morning person, but I used to be more of a night owl.
Yeah. What advice would you give someone who is thinking about moving in with their significant other?
I mean, just ask if this is short. Can you see yourself with this person past this year? Or like, do you see a 5-year plan with this person? If you can't see it, if you honestly just like sleeping with a person, there's nothing wrong with that. But don't make no long-term commitment like that. Like you shouldn't even get on the same cell phone plan with some people if you only enjoy sleeping with them. So it should be more than just the physical aspect of it. It should be like, you know what, this is the person I want to be with. I love spending time with this person, like, and that should be it. I don't even want to go out if she's not coming with me. Like, it's okay to go out with the fellas, but it's like I want to like I enjoy being with this person, going out certain places. So if you can't see yourself doing that with this person, and you just like rolling over on top of somebody, then you're shacking up for the wrong reason.
Yeah. I think it's important to, like Michelle said, to create those boundaries. Mm-hmm. Because we have boundaries. Like we've talked about it. Mm-hmm. We know that it ain't no texting nobody of the opposite sex after 8 o'clock. Right. Jay said that. I think 9 o'clock is decent. 9 o'clock is decent. 9 o'clock is decent. And then, you know, about 11 o'clock, I need Jay in the house. Most of the time, yeah, you're not in the streets like that, bruh. Most of the time, he is definitely in before 11. And if not, then we have check-ins, and I think that's okay. Yeah. So I think you have to be able to
just don't be disrespectful. Like, it's situations where if you go out, some stuff don't start until 10 o'clock. So you're going to get home around 12, 1 o'clock. Yeah. Just don't be disrespectful coming in the morning like, what you want for breakfast?
Right. Or at least say, look, I'm going to be out past 11. Right, and we've done that.
Yeah, so just don't come in, just hop in the bed.
Like ain't nothing happened.
Right. You been up all night? What's up?
So Danisha says, make sure your name is on the lease so you can't get put out.
Yeah. What's the law as far as like getting mail to that? You can't just put people out if they got like mail coming to the house. Isn't there a rule or a law or something like that?
I don't know. I've never heard of that.
I heard of something. Why? Do you heard of that?
Why? Because cohabitation laws?
You can't just put somebody out if they have like getting mail to the house. I don't know what the rule is.
Common law?
It's not. Oh no, not common law. Well, I'm just googling it right now, but I know you just can't put me out. Like, yeah. Right, you can't put them out. If they get mail to the house or something like that, you can't put them out.
Wow, I didn't know that. Sabrina says a friendship outside the sheets is key. I agree with that.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Let me see. What else, Jay? So how do you think you can keep things spicy? Because some of the concerns, like one of my major concerns that I had talked to you about was not wanting our relationship to get stale. And then like, what would be the transition? Okay, so yes, we're taking this step as like a prerequisite into marriage, but what's going to be the change for us? Like how are things going to shift for us that makes the marriage worth it? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. If we are already together. So that was like one of my concerns. But what you think about that?
No, I mean, I just think you have to be entertaining. You have to keep the person on their toes. Like, you know, you have to wake them up at 3 in the morning, slap them in the face with a pillow. It's like, yo, I love you. Get some rest. You have a long day ahead. A legal eviction, yeah. If they there for a certain amount of time. Yeah. I think it's like when they start getting mail there, yeah, like you can't just like kick me out. You can beat them up, but you gonna go to jail. But
Yeah.
that's messed up. Yeah. You gotta give them a 30-day notice. Yep. If you don't, you gotta go to court, pay whatever you gotta pay.
So Darnisha says, I think if someone lives with you for 30 days, you can't just put them out.
Yeah, that's what I think it is.
And then Sabrina says, wear different color wigs, role play. That's funny. Yeah. So I think one thing that Jay does really well, like I laugh every single day. So even if I get upset with him, like he's not gonna let me go to sleep mad, and he's gonna make sure that I laugh every day. And I think we do that for each other for the most part. Like if I know that he's like in a funk, which is not very often, then I'm like, "You good?" Or do something to make him laugh, change his mood a little bit. So I think that's important. That comes with knowing who your person is.
And get edibles, man. Edibles will change your life.
Would you stop?
Okay.
So people think we do drugs and stuff. No. Nope. Mm-hmm. Gina said you're not funny.
Oh man.
Jay is funny.
My feelings.
So in your experience, right, do you think that there's a difference? Like, because you said you and your ex-wife y'all stayed together before getting married. So once you got married, was there any difference besides like not working out? Like, did it get better at all?
It's just we got into the situation wrong. Like it was wrong from the beginning. Like it was. She was cheating on her husband. They were still legally married. And I knew this, so I'm part to blame. Even though they were separated, you're still legally married. And she stayed with me.
Yeah.
And so we went into the marriage wrong. And that's what happens.
Yeah. So last question, I think we got to wrap it up. So what should people look for when they are living together?
Look for somebody who can keep you entertained. Look for somebody who has goals and ambition. And look for somebody who has stuff going on. Like if you get to somebody and they just like, man, I'm gonna go to work, come home and sleep. I mean, there's nothing like that. But you're gonna get bored with that person because every 5 minutes when you kind of do something, they're gonna be like, "What you doing?" I'm just trying to work. Oh, okay. You need some help? No? Okay. You just gonna sit here right here. Like so it's just be smart about it.
Yeah. Do you think your eyes should be like, well, okay, so if this is a prerequisite towards marriage, right? I guess what I was looking for was something more like making sure finances are straight. You want to see that?
I know what you mean. Like, I mean, this is the main thing. Don't try to force yourself to tolerate certain stuff. Like, if you hate smokers and you hate smoke and this person smokes, it's not gonna work. Like you putting up with it because you like other things about this person, but if you really hate smoke, it's not gonna work.
Mm-hmm.
Because when they make you mad, that smoke is gonna make you even madder. You old stinking.
Right. Yeah.
So just don't try to force it. Don't try to force yourself to like somebody, especially if they do stuff that you don't really do.
Yeah.
If you dating somebody who drinks like heavily, and you like, I drink like maybe twice a month, and they are full blown alcoholic, guess what? It's probably not gonna work out.
Yeah, I'm the drinker in our house, but I haven't been drinking a lot.
That's what's up.
That sounds like an alcoholic, though.
I can quit when I want to. I don't have a problem.
No, really, I haven't though.
No.
I was drinking a glass of wine every day, but I haven't been drinking since I had to focus on my dissertation. Don't act like y'all don't be drinking a glass of wine every day. That's how you unwind. Unwind with wine.
And on that note,
yeah, let's wrap it up. So you can find me, I am Crystal Iris on Instagram and on Facebook. And then you can purchase my book, The Boss That Breakthrough Roadmap to More Love, Life, and Freedom at www.thebossthatbreakthrough.com. And Jay?
You can find me, Jay Davis, Jay Davis TP, on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat. Visit jdavisfilms.com. Tune in next week to more of To Be Honest Radio right here on IntellectualRadio.com and iHeartRadio.com.
Bye.